Hey everybody, what is going on? Serial Overdrive here, and today I'm playing Entropia Universe. What we're going to be doing today is a 50 PED Atrox hunt. We're going to be trying a different area today, though. We're going to be headed to Fort Ithaca. So one of you guys on my video recommended that Fort Ithaca, sorry I mispronounced that there, was the place to go. So I headed up here. This is Fort Ithaca, for any of you guys wondering. And we're going to see just how well it goes. So let's head out into the wilderness and give this a shot. I'm not going to answer that PM. If you guys ever send me a message in-game, you're more than welcome to. It's just I'm not going to answer it in-stream just in case, or not in-stream, but in-video just in case it's something you don't want shown to everybody. This way, like, everybody's privacy is respected, I figure. Anyways, these Atrox are up north. It's a little bit of a run. It's a little bit harder to get to than Jura Plateau, but when I say harder to get to, I mean, like, 2 extra minutes of running rather than, you know, it's not like you're traveling across the plains of Africa to get to this place, right? You just run a little bit north and you're going to find them. It's no big deal. But for those of you guys who do die a little bit more, this probably isn't the spawn for you. You don't want to be dying out here because when you've got to run this far to get to a mob, it means if you die, there's a good chance they're going to get a lot of health back by the time you get back up there, which obviously isn't good, right? Like, the closer you are to a teleporter when you die, if you're in the process of killing a mob, the better. So always keep that in mind, I guess. Anyways, let's get to it. It looks like we got some red dots on the horizon. Let's see if loot is a little bit better here. This is, oh, not that one. Not that one. Let's get this guy first. This is one of the things, too, that I've noticed, right? If loot is bad in one area, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be bad in another area. I am hunting the same mob. This is literally just a little bit after that last video that I uploaded. The last Entropia video, the Atrox hunt. So I just figured, like, try a new area. Or I guess I say a little bit after. We're talking about, like, a day after that video. So, like, the loot should be about the same. Some people do say the time matters and all that. It's the same time, different day, different location. So we're just going to see how that changes things up. You never know. Like, sometimes you go to a different location and luck is just on your side. So even if I find something or if I don't, it doesn't necessarily mean anything. You've got to run. Basically, a lot of these assumptions that I'm making, I'm not making them from the hunts that you guys are watching. I'm making them from talking to people and my own experiences over the years, right? Like, we're talking about years of experience here that I'm making these bases off of. It's not just the few videos I upload to YouTube, just so we're all clear. But yeah, sometimes just changing the location can do it. I'm not sure if the loot pool is mob-based, location-based, what it is, but for some reason, sometimes, like, different locations, the mobs are just going to be a little bit hotter than other locations. For planets, it's even more so. It seems like loot pools with planets are almost not connected at all sometimes, in my opinion. So, like, if you're having tough luck on Calypso, it might be good to head over to Arcadia or Monria or Tulun or Entropia or any of those planets, really. I think I named most of them there. But, yeah, like, it's always good to just head somewhere else sometimes. And I figure we're just going to change up the hunting location on Calypso, see if that changes things, and then go from there. I'm tempted. I think I might actually be, like, headed over to Arcadia soon, because I'm just like, all right, I've got to do some recordings on Arcadia, because I know there's a lot of you guys playing there, and I've been just, it's remiss of me just to, like, sit here and just do Calypso content. Because Entropia Universe is a big game, and I'm sure there's a lot of people who are probably waiting for me to go to, you know, their favorite location, and for some people that is Arcadia. So maybe, like, after this video I'm gonna head out. I just dropped something on Discord. I wanted to kill some event mobs, but it's looking like everybody's busy, or either that or not high enough. So I might come off as a bit of a dick, but when I posted it to Discord, if you guys are on my Discord, you saw this. I posted, I said, like, oh, anyone interested in hunting the event mobs, LR20 or higher, please. Or maybe I didn't say please, just, like, have an LR20 or higher. The reason I say that is because with these guys, you really need to kill them before they get to you. And I need people with a little bit more experience. And what happens is, I've noticed if I don't, like, say the minimum gun, I'm going to get someone who will come along with, like, their trade terminal weapon, and they're going to get upset with me because the mob's going to literally kill them on the first hit. They're not going to be getting any loot because they drop loot. Like, if you look at Atrox, right, they drop shrapnel, but one of the things they drop is this, animal liver oil. So if I go hunting with you, not in this case, they're dropping like 3 PDs of shrapnel. Sometimes, though, they drop a lot of, like, loot, right? If I go hunting and they're dropping 1 PD loots, or 1 PD items, even if they drop 3 of those, you might have only done 5% damage. So I'm going to get all 3, you're going to get none, and it's not a fair loot split. And I've just had people in the past that'll like, if I don't set these goals and like try to equalize weapons and make sure everybody's getting equal loot, like I did kill these event mobs a few times, and their loot, it's a lot of shrapnel, but I think I'd still be ripping someone off if they weren't doing enough damage. So that's one of the things I do with like the set guns. I know you can't keep everybody happy, but like sometimes people do message me and they're like, oh, that hunt was horrible, like blah blah blah, I didn't get any loot because I did too little damage. And I'm like, well, like, you know, I mean, you came to it with that gun. I use my best gun because everybody wants to kill like good mobs, and we could all do TT guns, but there's not enough people to make that do anything cool, right? Like if we all go out there with trade terminal guns, 6 of us, we can't kill an Atrox. It's going to be just a disaster, and a lot of people won't want to do that. So that's going to be 2 of us. And, you know, maybe if you're a new player, that's fun. But for me, it's like, all right, now I'm getting like no skills for using rifles, and it's like, all right, this isn't, it's not what I want. It's not where I want to spend my time, I guess. So that's sort of why I put the minimum gun requirement there. I'm just trying not to rip people off. If you're in Discord and you see that, like, sorry, it's nothing personal. It just is what it is. When I started the game, people used to do that, and I always hated it, but at the same time, like, I understand where they're coming from. If they want to go hunt like a certain mob, or if they want to do a certain thing, and I come out there with my like little gun, it just doesn't work. That's one of the reasons that you want to keep like skilling up when you hunt, right? Because the higher your skill level, the easier it is for you. Like anyone can go down, right? Like there's nothing that says I can't use an Apollo, or I can't use like the trade terminal gun, I can't use LR10. There's nothing that says I can't do that. But if I go and use an LR25, there's definitely a skill cap on that, and I definitely am not where I should be to use it. So there is something that says I can't use that. And that's sort of just seeing that stuff, that always does like sort of help me. It pushes me to keep skilling and keep upgrading and getting better guns and all that. Like every time I'm like, oh yeah, I'm good with like an LR20 or something like that. Someone like Lore Spade comes on and, you know, he's using his huge gun killing all these mobs. I'm like, well, maybe I could just get a little bit better. If you guys have been following me for a while, you know, I think when we started I was using an LR10 maybe? LR15. Now I'm to an LR20, and I'm pretty much maxed out on that. Ooh, nice loot over there. We got a nice 7.7 PEDs. But yeah, like you know, you see people with bigger guns and you're like, ooh. And then like there was one video I went hunting with Lore Spade. It wasn't good. Like once he's back in, maybe if I've got some time, we'll try and remake something like that. But like, there was no mic or anything between us. It was just me talking over it. I think he talked over his side. But yeah, like he was just destroying these mobs. I'm like, oh man, like he's way outclassing me. Of course he will, just because he's depositing and I'm not. Like he has a higher budget than me, I believe. I could be wrong, but I believe that's the case. While we're on it too, like he said he's taking a break, but he'll apparently be back in Entropia Universe come October. So if you guys are new to my channel and you're looking for someone else to follow, Lore Spade is a good one. Scotty_C93, also a good one. Trying to get his channel up to like 100 subs. I think I gave him like a 20 sub boost like when we did a hunting run together, and now he's at like 93, and he said he wanted to get, I think when I was talking to him, he said 100 subs he'd really like to get before Christmas. Obviously this is early, but hey, early is good, right? Like, you know, if we could get him there, that would be cool. I know there's like what 100 people that watch this. I think maybe like 100 to like Entropia Universe. I do pretty good with these videos. I'll get like 100 to maybe like 400 views. If I have something clickbaity or I spend a lot of money, I might get like 500, 600 views. So you know, if 70 guys go over and hit up Scotty_C93's channel, he'll hit his goals, which is pretty cool. That'd be cool to do. And that's one of those things, I always love it when there's these people online that are like, I don't know, like they can just sort of help like other channels grow. Like I always love it when people do that. I've never had that done to me. Usually the people that help my channel grow the most are like really big YouTubers who accidentally are like, Entropia Universe, that's a crazy game, man. Like someone bought an asteroid for like $100,000, dude. You know, because usually that's something you talk about when you're high or whatever, right? I don't know. No shade at anyone. But they'll say something like that, and then everybody comes to my channel to view it, and I'll get a nice little boost from that. But that's as far as like growth goes, I'm not getting anyone. I don't think there really is anyone that big in the Entropia space. But if you're watching and you're a big YouTuber, you know someone who's a big YouTuber, I'm always open to showing them the ropes. Of course, because that's the thing, like collabs and everything like that. It does really grow your channel. Obviously, with YouTube, with like Entropia Universe, it's a little bit different because when I do collabs with a lot of people, they've got usually their subscribers are already subscribed to me. So it's more like I'm getting a nice little feature on their channel, which is cool, but a little bit different. But you know, it's cool. It's cool. I like started going off on a tangent. I'm like, man, do I seem really like bad in this? Like, I'm just looking for people to collab with me and give me like, I don't want to put that impression out. Like, I love helping people out, and that's what I was trying to say in a long-winded way that probably went a little too like just went weird. It went weird. And if this was a video that I thought like a ton of new people would watch, I'd probably delete it because, yeah, that's one of those things, right? Like there's certain, I just got a lot of things. I didn't get anything good. That's one of those things too. Like anytime I know like a new person's gonna watch the video, I want to make like a really good impression. And I think most people that get to these videos, they're already following me. They're interested in the Entropia Universe content, so it's a little bit more chill and relaxed. Like I can say whatever, and you guys overall know my personality. You know where I'm coming from, so it's not a big deal, right? Like if I'm doing new to, I don't know, like beginner's guide to Entropia Universe. So let's say I'm doing those videos because I do one every year. It's my yearly ritual, I guess. Let's say I do one of those videos, right? Like that video, there's going to be new people who watch that video. They're going to come to it. And if the first thing they hear is like 10 minutes in, I'm like, yeah, I'd love to collab with bigger YouTubers. It just sounds like I'm begging. And I want to give that impression because I'm really not. I'm happy with where I am. I mean, I love growing the channel. That's one of the things I really do love about YouTube, just watching the channels grow and sort of seeing what you put into it come out. And, you know, it's really cool to see. You know, like you do an extra video a day, you might get an extra like a couple hundred views, and that's cool. I like it at least. All right, how are we doing with the loot here? We got 337. Oh, all right. I'm going to convert this, and we're just going to try a little bit longer. I keep making this mistake. Like, I'm always like, it's a 50 PED hunt, and then I convert it, and now it's 70 PEDs I'm spending if I use all this ammo. But I don't know. I think it's good because I want like a longer form content, a little bit more like stream of consciousness type of stuff. Like some people mentioned I should do these, like I should write a script and all that, but I feel like these videos are better just sort of off the cuff, and it's we're reacting to what we get, and we're just sort of talking through everything. I don't know. It's a good little podcast type of thing that people can listen to. Because that's one of the things, like I really love listening to podcasts, and I sort of love that format of just a couple people, you sit down, you've got a topic. Ooh, we're going to go big here. We're going to go big, going with a level 24 provider. But yeah, I love that when people just sit down, they discuss something sort of off the cuff. Everyone just runs through their opinions on it. And it's very like stream of conscious, unedited. Because I like edited videos. Obviously, like I've done some. But one of the things you miss with the edited videos are you don't have that conversation. You don't get as much of a connection. Like if you guys just watch, ooh, he hit me for a crit. I gotta watch this dude. He's getting on me, this provider. But you can see my armor actually does pretty good. Oh, Jesus Christ. A few people always ask like what armor I use. I try to do my best to announce it. I'm using Ghost armor with 5B. I've got Gremlin foot guards because at the time, literally like this Ghost set, I got it when foot guards first came out. That's how old my account is. Like most of you guys probably don't even know that foot guards, that was a huge travesty when foot guards came out. Oh my Lord. We went from 6 pieces of armor to 7. People lost their, actually 5 pieces armor to 6. Yep, 5 pieces armor to 6. No, arm guards. I was right. 6 to 7. 6 pieces of armor to 7. There were people throwing absolute shit fits. You'd think they were monkeys in a cage slinging crap around. There was so much shit flying everywhere. People, and usually it wasn't like the newbies who had pixie armor. You know, they're just like, yeah, I got to spend another 2 PEDs. Because when foot guards came out, like everybody knew like certain things weren't going to be rare. Like you knew pixie foot guards weren't going to be rare, and the markup was a little bit insane, but it wasn't crazy. But some of these people who had like Angel or Shadow, these armor sets that cost like 50,000 PEDs, 20,000 PEDs, like crazy amounts, or 100,000 PEDs, all of a sudden that foot guard there'd be like one of them looted in a couple years, and people knew that, right? And because of that, they knew that the one person who had that complete set, that was huge. Because the thing is, like, if you look at your stats, right, like it's very hard, and this is before L Armor came out, so it's very hard to actually, it's very hard to match sets, right? Like if I have full Ghost and I want to put like shitty foot guards on, when a mob hits my foot, that's going to do a little bit more damage to me. And that's not a big deal when I'm hunting Atrox because they're doing like 30 damage or something like that. But if I'm hunting a high level mob that does 100 damage and my armor takes it down to 20, all of a sudden that foot guard hit is 100 HP and I die. So that's a huge deal for people with the really good armor sets. And then on top of that, like the value of the armor set goes down. So it used to be, and I think it's still the same, if you have a full set of armor, people pay a little bit more for it. They'll pay a little bit extra because they don't have to bother collecting it. You've done the collection for them. And, you know, it's a little feature. That's one of the things that I used to do as like a trader. This is actually, for any of you guys trading, really good advice here. If you're a trader, if you can find people, like just join my Discord or whatever. Like if you find people who are interested in armor sets, but they don't want to take the time to get that whole set, like go out to auction and collect it all, some of them will offer you a really good price. Like, for instance, let's say a Ghost set is TT plus 500 if I buy everything individually, but I don't want to do that. I might offer you TT plus 525, and you make 25 PEDs just by going around and finding people to sell you this stuff. It's not much, but for Entropia Universe, that's not bad. And as you get higher and higher levels to like higher and higher sets, that markup's more, right? For Vigilante, I think that's like 1,000. I bought my Vigilante like literally a decade ago, but I think that was like 1,000 PDs plus 1,000 or something. And like I knew someone who paid me whatever it was. Basically, I had a guy that paid me an extra like 50 PEDs to get him one set, and it was like Vigilante or something like that. And then he needed Boar, and to track that down and get all the people like together, buy it all for him, I got an extra, I think I got like 150, 200 PEDs for doing that. So sometimes, like, if you can find those niches and you can find the people who need that stuff, you can do really good. And L armor sets, like, obviously there are people looking to pay a little bit more for it. So when you put that, or not armor sets, people are looking to pay a little bit more because it's better for when you hunt. Let's go with another provider here. But yeah, basically, back in the day when foot guards were released, all of a sudden these people who'd spent all this money to get a full set, they didn't have a full set anymore. So these people who had like who'd invested a ton of money, all of a sudden they needed to get one more piece, and that piece was like $2,000 sometimes because there was a huge markup because everybody knew that people were looking for it. So if they looted it, they'd basically ask for more because they knew it was worth more because there's so few of them in the game. And yeah, it was a mess for a while. Like that was a solid year where people were just complaining about it. I remember for Vigilante foot guards, I literally went out, like I didn't want to buy it because I'm like, it's too much. I just went out and hunted until I got one, and that took forever. Like I probably spent, like a lot of people say I don't spend that much time playing the game anymore, but at this time I probably spent legitimately like 80 hours, 40 to 80 hours, somewhere in there. Like it was like a solid week and a half of gameplay, like hours a day to get it. I was so proud when I got it, and I probably lost more in like decay and stuff like that I made. But I did save myself at the time. I think they were going for like TT plus 400, so it was like a 400 PED item that I looted, which was pretty sick. For those of you guys who aren't good with the math, that's 40 USD, 40 USD that I got just from that one loot. So like, I was pretty psyched about that, and that's probably the only experience I've ever had doing that. Ghost is something that can be crafted, so there's no way for me to loot those foot guards. And usually the armor sets, like once you get above sort of like Vigilante, I'd say is about as high as you can go without really having trouble getting it. And nowadays they're not even looting this unlimited armor anymore. A lot of it's limited stuff, which is nice because then it can get recycled into the loot pool, and that's one of the reasons Mindark implemented. Let's convert some ammo so we can actually kill this guy. That's one of the reasons Mindark probably implemented L items. Like, I think with the guns and some of that stuff, it was just to get some of that markup money, like, to them. But I think part of it, too, is after they realized that was an easier way to just keep items in the ecosystem. Because what used to happen is, I think, at least this is how it was originally, or how it was explained to me. There's a certain number of items in-game, right? Like, Mindark might say, with crafting this isn't true, but with a lootable item, right? Like if you loot a gun, Mindark might say there's 10 of these guns in game, and every time the population increases by 200 people, we loot another gun. So as long as Entropia is growing, it's fine. People are looting all this stuff. But when the game starts to shrink, all of a sudden these items aren't being looted anymore because there's 10 of them in the game and that's it. And then slowly players stop like playing, they go offline, and Mindark either has to up the amount of items that are in game, and what happens then is if players come back, all of a sudden their item gets devalued because there were 10 in the game. Now there's 20, and the 10 people who used to have them, they seem to be inactive. 5 of them came back and sold the item, and now it's just not worth as much. So like L items sort of got rid of that because people get the item now, they use it, and it's a lot easier to have a ton of them in the game because you can only use them for so many like PEDs. Plus it allows Mindark to eliminate weapons. So a lot of the thing that you've got with like power creep, they still have it, honestly. Like there's still power creep, but L items allows them to sort of reduce that. For instance, they can loot a reasonably good gun. I think I've got one in here, don't I? I don't have it on me. Okay, but they can loot like a reasonably good gun, right? And unlike these amps, which stick around forever and have amazing eco, or did at one point, the guns, if they're L, they can only be used for like 70 shots. So Mindark knows like, hey, we're looting this item that's going to make this player money because the efficiency is so good on it, but they're only going to be able to use it for 70 PEDs. So if we release 200 of these items, we're going to take a loss of X amount, just generally. It makes it a lot easier for them to calculate because there's no chance of like some guy just, ooh, that was actually a pretty good loot. Oh, let's head in. Let's call it there, right? That was a 10 PED loot. That was the highest loot I got today. Let's head back in. Let's call it. That's a good run. We've made our like 20-minute video. That's pretty good. I've covered a ton of topics. Hopefully some of these are interesting to some of you. Uh-oh. We're going to have to fight our way back, folks. We're going to have to fight our way back. Oh, why'd I do that? No, I'm going to try. I'll give it a shot just fighting my way back. We'll convert this. I shouldn't because I know I'm still losing money on this hunt. Like, if we're being honest, I'm still losing money, but actually, I must have come in at a different angle because there are a ton of Atrox. Like, there's no way I can actually hunt my way through this, is there? I'm just looking at this now, and this is like, that's a lot of those big guys there in between me and the TT. But they're looting decent, so we'll kill a few more. When the loot's good, it's like I'm like, let's just keep going. Honestly, it's weird because I've been getting like 3 PED loots from these Trox, so I think that overall I'd be doing a lot better than I am, but it looks like they're just not, it's not holding up. And I think my generalization sort of holds true with Atrox and a lot of these higher level mobs. You're really counting on those big loots to come through. It seems like when you go with these lower level mobs, you can sort of keep a nice steady pace and keep your, like, it's a lot easier to generalize, whereas with some of these big mobs, they're really like global based mobs, right? Like if you're global on them, you'll make money, you'll break even. If you don't, you're just gonna lose. And that's sort of, I don't know, like I get it, but it's like, oh, I hate that. What's going on with this guy? He's running a little slow here. Felt like he was running through that bush forever, right? All right, this is like, let's probably start taking the armor off here after I kill him. I'm just going to let them kill me and head back to the TT that way rather than like teleporting or wasting my time. Alright, that wasn't even a good loot, but whatever. We're done. We're done. The loot's not that good, so it's like there's no reason for me to continue. So yeah, if you guys are wondering, this is the one thing that I don't have Ghost for. I should probably just go ahead and buy that. I've got enough PDs on me right now that I should. It's that or I go on some like epic mining run and see what happens. Alright, there we go. Nice and easy death right there. Of course, that did cost me a little bit because unequipping and equipping armor does cost something, but if I'm going to do a mining run, no big deal. So, let's total everything up, see where we're at. We went out with 50 PEDs of ammunition. We're coming back with a solid 3 PEDs in universal ammo, which can't be dropped into the TT. We've got 18 here. We've got about 5 here. Alright, so this isn't that good, to be honest. We went out with 50. We're coming back with about, what, like 27? So right now we've lost about 23 PEDs. We're going to throw the armor in. Let's throw the weapon in. Alright, folks. So, we took amazing 43, 44 PED loss on... We went out with 50 PEDs of ammo. We probably spent about 100 total. We lost about 40% on that hunt if you count the recycled ammo. If you don't count the recycled ammo and everything like that, the losses are quite a bit higher. That's... man. Alright, I'm off of the Atrox, right? Like, no more Atrox hunting for Serial Overdrive. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. I did have a great time making this video, so I do appreciate that. I don't say it enough, but I don't say it enough. I really do appreciate it if you guys could hit that subscribe button. Those of you guys who are subscribed, thank you so much for supporting the channel and all that stuff. But you guys know how it works. Hit the subscribe, hit the bell. I'm not going to bug you with that. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, peace.